God is bigger than any challenge you face. Focus on his power more than your fear. Shout out to Devotions with DeMarcus for sharing this quote. The reason why I wanted to share this message today, collective, this is your confirmation that you make your troubles look insignificant. And it's because you know how big God is. You weren't always like this. You didn't always have this mentality, collective. Like, at one point in life, people could look at you and know that you were going through something tragic or traumatic. They could look into your eyes, look into your face, see your reaction, see your energy, and know that there's something wrong with you. Something's not right. You know what I'm saying? And this would consume you. You know, your problems and everything that you were dealing with, they would consume you, okay, collective? And you would struggle a lot, and you would wear your struggle on your sleeve like it wasn't a secret. You know, people knew when collective was going through something because you made it known. You know what I'm saying? And you at the time didn't have control over your emotions, you know. But now, because of your faith and your journey and your walk with the Most High and everything that you've been through, like, folk don't know what, like, from the outside looking in, you're glowing, you're shining, you don't have any worries or struggles or failures. You know what I'm saying? That's what you make it look like. You know what I'm saying? Like, you may be going through a whole lot right now. You may be dealing with a lot of traumatic things or challenging times, right? But the world would never know because how you show up in the world, right? You are not defined by what you experience. You aren't defined by your obstacles or your failures, right? This is something that you've came to terms with, right? So because you don't define yourself by your failures or your struggles, then anything that you experience that is challenging or traumatic is not going to overpower you. It's not going to define you. It's not going to have that effect on you that it once had, right? Because that's not how your mind works anymore, right? You learned how to focus on God's power more than the challenges you face. You realize that, okay, my mountains, and y'all know mountains. Have you ever been to a mountain? Look how large a mountain is. So, metaphorically speaking, the mountains in your life, you know, you soon realize, okay, well, it's not that big of a deal. Once you understood the magnitude and the multitude of how powerful the Most High God is, you realize that your problems are literally only a speck of a problem, right? And just think, just physically, look how tiny, look how small we are as humans compared to wild animals, compared to the geography of the world. Look how small we are. Look how tiny. We're like ants when you zoom out. And that's how our problems look to the Most High God, that tiny, insignificant. So once you start looking at your problems, how the Most High, how God looks at your problems, they start to shrink in your life. They get real quiet. Before, they might have been loud and screaming and you couldn't get a hold of them. But as you start to trust in the Most High and you look at your problems how God looks at them, they get real silent, all the way down to mute. To the point where you don't even hear, see, or feel any challenges that you may thought you were facing, or struggles or obstacles that you may have thought you were experiencing. You're not going to allow that into your space. You're not going to attract that into your lifestyle because you refuse to look at life like that, right? You now are the type of person that says, listen, I understand that I am covered. I understand that God is watching over me. If God is watching over me, then He is watching over me and my obstacles and my struggles. And He knows that I'm going to get through them. He supports me and trusts me and motivates me and knows that I will get through. He's watching over me and protecting me and guiding me and leading me through these obstacles and traps. So why am I worried, right? And as you get through life and as you get through these struggles and as you get through your pain, that gives you more confidence. As you overcome your challenges, it just becomes a new notch under your belt, and more you gain more confidence, a new sense of yourself, right? When you thought you weren't going to get out of this or had no way of how you were going to resolve something, and then somewhere out of nowhere it seems like something magically resolved, or it seems like something just randomly happened, and it wasn't random, it wasn't a coincidence. You're being divinely guided and protected. So that's what happened, right? You learned how to trust the process and to trust God's process. And because you have done that, now this is one of the rewards of your dedication. Like, you do not experience turmoil, because you don't look at the different challenges and obstacles that arise. You don't look at it like that. You're not feeding them anything. Okay? I don't know who I'm talking to, but you are powerful, and you are a powerful manifester because of it, right? You've really changed the way that your mind operates. And like I said, you see your problems how God sees them. Insignificant, tiny, they don't matter, right? They're just there to teach you something and to elevate you. So if this sounds like it's you, and this message won't be for everybody, so don't force it. But, if you deeply resonate with this, you can let me know in the comments below. Don't be shy, okay? I want to know. I just do, and if this is your first time here on the channel and you like what you hear, please click that subscribe button, okay? Join our tribe, all right? It's definitely a vibe over here. Love y'all. It's Karkar. Talk to you later. Bye.